ever seen slope like presented this way? Like I'm actually recording this lecture because it's new. I think like brand new material. Quarantined among us. Shout out to Bojack. Hi, what's up? Have you ever watched this video? Let's try to do it. I just want you to try it first. See if you come up with it. Why is it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Because you have to explain the setup.
You don't know why.
I don't really know, because it really depends on the year. I mean, I thought it was easier instead of being on Monday.
Makes sense.
Because, like, we're all getting very tired.
Yes.
Tuesday will be fine. Like, it seemed to be
Yeah.
It's like, next week,
right? You guys ready?
oh, yeah. Well, it's fun. It's better.
How did we art polo?
Did you bring kids?
Yeah. The girls are mean. The team, they like bullied us because we're D3 and D1. Okay, maybe I should have tried Steve.
There's a lot of birds.
That's true.
They're mean. It literally is. Like, it sounds fun.
I go through it, you guys want another minute?
She grade your test. She didn't know. Yeah, she didn't remember. Oh, really?
So graphing, it's like one reasonable attempt. Like I see some people doing. Hold on. Kind of going, okay, -2, 0. The slope is -2, so kind of trying to work your way over, I think, to where x is 2 maybe, or y is 2. I think that's hard in general. I think it's especially hard if there's like fractions involved, so it's not what I would necessarily recommend. I would do the slope side and just set up like an equation from it. So do this, and then I showed you slope side yesterday, yeah. Okay. So I go like 0 minus 2. So you're doing top minus bottom, and then -2 minus x. And then set that equal to -2 or whatever the slope is. And if it's not a fraction, make it 1. I put a 1 on the bottom. And then if I take this and simplify it, I basically have -2 on top. -2 minus x equals -2 over 1. And if you're lucky, like if these two are the same, you can kind of just ignore them and solve that. That doesn't happen very often. But if it does, it kind of saves you some time. So if they're the same, you could just go -2 minus x equals 1 and solve that. If they're not, let's just pretend they're not. Cross multiply, but make sure you're doing distributive property here. So -2 minus x times -2 equals -2. So it eventually turns into an algebra problem. So it's like 4 plus 2x equals -2 after I distribute. See what I'm doing there? And then I would subtract 4 from both sides. So 2x equals -2. negative 6, and then if I divide, I'll get x equals negative 3. Does that make sense what I did? Questions? Yeah. Please.
So can you just find what negative 2x minus what equals 1?
Say that again?
Because on the original slope side, when you have 0 minus 2 equals negative 2, and then negative 2 minus x equals 1, can you just find what negative 2 minus what equals 1?
Just solve that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's only because the tops are the same. And that won't always happen. So if that happens, yes, for sure, then you can just do this and solve. But I was just going through like what if it doesn't happen. Let's do another one. We'll try that one, and then I'll go through it. I want to give you a chance first. So like that won't happen on this one. So how do you think about it? You obviously didn't do all that equation.
No, I just look at the negative 3 minus something equals negative 5, because I know the bottom already equals 1. And then I'll check out.
My guess is the more that you do them, the more you'll pick up like little shortcuts you could use. But if you don't, that's fine too. The equation will work every time. So if I were setting up with the slope slide, doesn't matter which one you put on top. I think it's easier if the variable's positive actually. So I would probably stick with the variable on top in general, but it'll work either way. Do your slope slide, so y minus negative 3, which is really plus, and then negative 3 minus negative 2, which is really plus, equals negative 5, and make that a fraction, so put it over 1. So I've really got y plus 3 over negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, equals negative 5 over 1. So if I cross multiply, y plus 3 times 1, which is y plus 3, negative 1 times 5, or negative 5 is 5. Then if I subtract 3 from both sides, that's certain. Can't even tell where I started. That's like the little things that excite me. How many had 2? Questions on it? I want to do one more. I want you guys to do one more. Anything else I can go? Can I go through anything on here again? Where'd you get this? Why'd you do this? What happened here? Yeah, let's try that one. Did you put the answer on it? I don't know. I didn't do it yet. What the hell? Yes. Sure. So how do you think about that, Beth? What you do?
I like, I don't know, mental math. Like the little sloping slide has always been really easy just to see.
I mean, I did that too, but you did it like 5 times faster. So that's what you're doing, though. There's no like other trick.
It's also easier because the x is already 3. Just by the 0 minus the negative 3.
So it's like 3 minus y equals 1, basically. If you do it in that direction.
It's 3 minus y equals 1.
Yeah. So I started the other way because I wanted my variable positive. That's cool. So I'm usually going to start with that variable. The point with the variable on top, because then when I subtract, the variable will be positive, so y minus 3, and then negative 3 minus 0 equals 1/3. So y minus 3 over negative 3 equals 1/3. So if I cross multiply, make sure you're distributing that, so it's like 3y minus 9 equals negative 3. And then I would add 9 to both sides. So 3y equals 6. And then if you divide, you get y equals 2. But as some of you guys have seen, there's like little, like if you switch the order, sometimes it gets easier. You have to do faster than I am, but it doesn't matter as long as you're getting there. Question on? Anything I can help with on these? So I'm actually going to put the let's do my paper. You guys are used to you're going to do this and hand it in. I'll put the answers up. Like when you turn it in, you can turn it in. So you know what you're doing. All right. That's what I'm going to do.